Apparently, she did an interview and she said that Democrats, the powers that be, only want safe white men, which is one of the reasons why I guess she's not moving up, even though she's gained in popularity because she's been on her social media campaign tour. I don't know. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's spend 8.5 minutes talking about this one, and then I'm gonna get y'all up out of here.
Both of y'all, this is from a listener. Do you think Democrats will truly push for another woman presidential candidate, given the losses of Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris, or will they quote unquote play it safe the next time around?
You know, I think the question is, who are you going to push for? You know, a part of what happens and a part of why I try to, you know, and the Congresswoman just did a great job of talking through and educating folks on the budget process.
I don't want to hear from him. Camera work is bad, the whole 9 yards. I want to hear about him. Let's hear.
Everything was going great. I ran because I thought we had the capacity to change some things, and because I thought that we should bring some, you know, common sense, North Philly, call it like we see it, sort of attitude to the DNC. Philly. And, you know,
I'm not DNC, so my answer ain't gonna be the same. Because I know where they were trying to go with it, right? It is this fear that the people within the party, within the primary system, will have about voting for a woman, because every time we voted for a woman, we've lost so far. And I think that that's a natural fear because we just want to win. So there's a lot of people that are like, you know what? Like, let's go find the safest white boy we can find. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean,
those are the callers that we're hearing. We're hearing people.
No, for real.
A white man's got to do it. We're getting those callers.
For real. And to be clear, when we talk about them, I can tell you that there is one specific candidate. I had a donor on the phones with me.
She got some big legs. She got them big legs, got them fat people legs, but like she's trying to, well, let me be quiet. Let's focus on what she's talking about, guys.
Telling me that all the donors are lining up behind that candidate. So I can tell, and I can tell you it's not a black person nor woman, okay? So like it is, they have, quote unquote, they have chosen, and when I say they, it's the same donors that most likely had their opinions about Joe Biden and move. So like that would be the they that I would talk about. Yep. Here's what I want people to understand. Is I do absolutely agree with Malcolm when he talks about not ceding your power. At the end of the day, don't give up your power. People fail to recognize how unique Trump is. They continue to say, well, we lost. Well, they both lost to Trump. Trump, who is a misogynist. Trump, who is going to ramp up the misogynist in the first place, because that's what he does. He is disrespectful. Like right now, he still doesn't know how to deal with me, because if you punch me, I'm punching back, okay? So like, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
I don't think that Trump cares about Jasmine Crockett. Trump is doing deals in China. He just got offered a $500 million plane. He is deporting illegal migrants. He won every single swing state by a record margin. And he won a popular vote, which is unheard of for a Republican candidate. He is doing deals with the UK, trying to stop wars with Russia. He just announced that new hostages is coming home in America. He's opening up trade deals for the farmers to be able to sell to people over in China. I don't think that Trump gives a flying F about Jasmine Crockett. This is an example of main character syndrome, right? In Detroit, I will tell you that we have main character syndrome, where this is a place where if you go somewhere where people ain't tripping, if you a celebrity, they're not tripping. If you probably, they'll give you props. Like, oh, what's going on? I love what you got going on, big dog. They'll give you dap. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're trying to take a picture. Because guess what? Everybody in Detroit, no matter what your socioeconomic status, no matter what your movement is, if you got 13 followers on TikTok, then they got main character syndrome. They think that everybody is talking about them. I grew up in a household that has main character syndrome. I would regularly listen to my aunts who are liberal, but they're very nice people. They have conservative values, but for whatever reason, they continue to vote liberal. I would regularly listen to my aunts and people like that talk about how some celebrity is biting off of their style. And I was thinking to myself, they don't even know you. Yes, because we were in this place and this person, and I'm not going to tell y'all no names because they wasn't, in some of the same places as these people. And this person, and she would see my style. Next thing you know, I seen her on TV and she has everything that I have. And I'm like, Cheryl, I really don't think that Whitney was really caring about what your style was. Whitney wasn't checking for you at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, my family, the women in my family, this is the honest to God truth. They have main character syndrome. They think that everybody is looking at them when they come in. They think that everybody is posting on them. Hey, don't take my picture because, like, girl, ain't nobody thinking about you. If you don't go over there and get them tampons off of that shelf so we can go get the heck out of CVS. Trump probably pays zero attention to Jasmine Crockett. For whatever reason, I don't think that he believes that she's a threat in her district. They gave her a little position. Okay, so you're going to oversee the Doge committee and ain't give her no responsibility. Oh, she got main character syndrome. And because she get a decent following on Instagram or, she's able to go viral by saying some of the most egregious things and disrespectful things that she could say, and she get her butterfly eyelashes, I believe the last thing that men are worried about, and she better be careful because now they're getting, what they calling it, black fatigue, where they tired of the diversity, equity, and inclusion. Nobody is tripping on Jasmine Crockett, bro.
Now, I know he think he running again. But that ain't happening. I don't care what all is going on in this country. And I don't care how many things we won't say we are absolutely going to do. I am telling y'all with all confidence, he is not running for a third term. That is not a thing. You have to understand that it wasn't that they lost per se. I mean, obviously, Kamala was in a very precarious situation. She ran for 107 days, and there had already been, I tell people that we need to look at what exactly is the persona of the party or the persona of a candidate. And they had already characterized her as a prosecutor, period. She was a prosecutor. That was how they characterized her. They had done that years ago. And she did not have the time to explain, I'm the same type of prosecutor you would have wanted in the case of Breonna Taylor.
We knew exactly who Kamala Harris was. We learned about her. We seen the job that she did in the White House. She had been in the White House for over 4 years. Are y'all telling us that her, as a woman that ran for president in the previous election, right, and then Biden picked her after Tulsi Gabbard whooped her ass, and then right after that, she was the border czar, and then we didn't hear anything from her? You telling us that we didn't have any opportunity to learn anything about her, but yet we know everything about J.D. Vance? J.D. Vance is regularly, he was just at a conference talking about the negotiations between Putin and Zelensky in the Russian-Ukraine war and was saying that Putin wanted too much. We just seen him at a tech conference and he was out there talking about and advocating for the United States of America and telling everybody to get on board. We know all about J.D. Vance. We can see him speak. He's articulate. He was on the ground as soon as Trump became president over in, what was the city that had got flooded right before Tampa? Whatever that was. I forgot what the city was. We knew who Kamala Harris was. We didn't like her. We didn't want her. We didn't want her. Has nothing to do with her black. Nothing to do with misogyny. Nothing to do with none of that. They spend if you can't get the word out with over almost $2 billion in advertisements, and that has nothing to do with the special interest groups, then we got a bigger problem on our hands.
Yes, I was a prosecutor, but I was one of the good ones, right? Instead, when you talk to like communities of color, and you say prosecutor, it ain't nothing good that comes in your mind, right? Like it's not. And so she was having to combat that. But he had been characterized as this amazing, smart,
North Carolina
strong businessman. Right. And so the thing is this: anybody that did their research voted the right way. The people that had the information, they voted the right way. These are facts. The more educated voters and the voters that went to the legacy media, frankly, they voted the right way. It's the ones that were getting the fake news or the lies. They were the ones
now
that
they took Trump's terms and repurposed it, y'all.
The wrong way. And so I had to think about this. I said, now this fool done filed for bankruptcy 6 times. Now what makes him a good businessman? You know, I'm like, what is it? You know, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, and when he was born, daggone it, he was given hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, I mean, I could be rich today too if my mama had that when I was born. So like, I'm just like, what is happening? And so as much as we would rail against, like, no, he sucks at business. Like, he's a fraud at business. Like, he been sued for being a fraud. Y'all remember his fake school? Like, I mean, all the things. Like, you could say that. But at the same time, we ended up looking like the liars because they were like, for years, I have seen his name on buildings. You can't tell me this man don't have money because I've seen Trump hotels. I've seen Trump casinos. I don't know how you bankrupt a casino, but he did. I mean, I have seen Trump everything throughout the world. And so it's this persona. And so I'm like, you have to understand that didn't happen in one election cycle. That was over a long amount of time.
When will Democrats give it up and just say, you know what, I lost. He is a billionaire. He has golf courses. He has licensing deals. He has sold a numerous amount of books. He did execute on the art of the deal. You can see how that's playing out. When will they just give up and actually, because you know what? I got to give a little bit of credit to the Michigan governor. She certainly kissed the ring and she said, listen, I need to work with the Trump administration because we need him over in Michigan. And he is a person that is actually helping to protect the Great Lakes and he's taking care of business. And, you know, Trump has generated billions and billions and billions of dollars and the banks like him and his real estate development portfolio is vast and he continues to run up a bag and he's taking care of business and all of his wives is taken care of. And how can, listen, let me ask y'all a question. How can you become successful and become a billionaire, but you're stupid? You don't know nothing about business, but you wind up becoming a billionaire. Which all black people love Trump. Oprah included. They all loved him. They was all best friends with him. All of the women that was on The View, they all loved him until he ran for president and all of a sudden he was incompetent as a businessman. Yet he continues to win every single day when he's negotiating on the behalf of Americans and the United States of America.
We don't necessarily have another.
And remember, the foundation of her argument of what she's saying is that people within her own party, let me translate it for you. People within her own party don't want her. She's framing it as they don't want black women. They don't want women. They don't want black women on top of it. Victim Olympics as usual. She's saying people within her own party, the donors within her own party are backing strong men. And she's using an example as Trump to try to illustrate why she should be promoted, but she'll never be any more than exactly what she is.
Coming up, right? We have this cult that is trying to figure out who will be the cult leader next. But when you had DeSantis that tried to be Trump, he could not do it. When you had Nikki that tried to be Trump, she couldn't do it. You had the one running for Ohio governor. He couldn't be Trump. Yeah, Ramaswamy. Like, so the thing is, you can't just insert somebody else in. And so it was a unique person. And so I think that we should just be looking at who is best. Period. Exactly. And we should trust and believe, because let me tell you something. I told some people here recently. I said I was talking to a room of very in tune donors, women donors in New York just last weekend, and I said, first of all, we got to figure out what our simple message is. So I did a game with them. It's first and only time I ever did it. I said, tell me what the theme of Obama's campaign was.
Hope.
Everybody said hope.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I said, now tell me what the theme of Trump's campaign was.
Make America
Everybody
great
said,
again.
you know what they said. And then I said, now tell me what the theme of Hillary's campaign was.
I'm a rat off of Bill Clinton because
there
he
was
got
a
head inside of the White House. And so we wanted to make sure that Obama endorsed her and she became a part of the establishment because we owed her a favor. And that she also had the laptop in an email scandal. What is Hillary Clinton's campaign? Pantsuit. Frumpy. Bitter. We don't really care about her. We only care about Clinton. But we had Obama give her a position to give her more credibility so that she can then run for president of the United States of America and put 1,000 cracks in that glass ceiling. And then we pour resin on top of it to make sure it stayed really, really solid. Lewinsky head. Bad pantsuits. Ah! I don't even know what Kamala Harris's was. What was Kamala Harris? What was Kamala Harris's campaign slogan, y'all? Together we can. Tim Walz is in the... I know what Tim Walz was known for, Tampon Tim.
Struggle.
I know that Trump used to call Hillary Crooked Hillary.
And then I said, tell me what the theme of Harris's campaign was. And I thought they was going to come to where I had come. And they didn't get it. And so they were all over the place. And I said, so essentially, number one, we have to find that very simple, and it still has to be, again, an emotion. When you think about great...
She thinks it's about marketing, and it's not about marketing. It's not about marketing. Jesus, Lord.
That's evoking an emotion. When you think about hope, I'm like, I was hoping, but I wasn't believing, you know, but I hoped my way to the polls,
yes,
right?
Yes, we can.
Yes, you know, right? And so,
Si se puede.
Yeah, the thing is, you can still repeat it.
Yes.
As if it was yesterday.
Yes.
And so, honestly, I mean, we can spend all the time coming up with the best policy proposals and all the things and whatever, but at the end of the day, giving something that somebody can connect to that makes them identify with a strong emotion, it will be honest.
All right, we got enough of Jasmine. I told y'all we was only going to do 9 minutes. I don't have anything else in me to continue to listen to this woman. It is atrocious. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. It's been a great show today. It's been a great show today. Absolutely. 100% great show. See if I can get some love. Some love in this club.